pradibodhitam bhagavatam narayanena svayam vyasena kraditam puranamuninam madhye mahabharatam.
Now let us enter into the 3 layers of engrams. Samskaras. Samskaras related to sattva, tamas and rajas. Before entering into the 3 layers of engrams, I'll give you a small presentation how we are caught and how they work. Then we will enter into the technique. These are our 7 layers of our body. I can say 7 parts of our being. The first thing is physical body, flesh and bones which you are carrying. Next, the pranic layer, the prana, or the prana, vyana, udana, abana, samana, the 5 air movements, air circulation which is happening in your system. Third, mental body, means the inner chattering which is happening in you. Continuously, whether you are sitting or standing or whatever you may do, there is a continuous tape recorder going on inside. Inner chattering. Sometimes you open your mouth and talk, other times you close your mouth and continue to talk. Whether you open your mouth or not, the talking is going on. So, that is what is mental body, the inner chattering. The chanchala, they use the word chanchala, moving, inner movements. Third, the 4th, etheric body. This is the space where emotions are stored. Where? Intense emotions, pain. Usually all our intense emotions are pain. You don't know any other intense emotion. If you know any other intense emotion other than pain, you are a spiritual person. Look into your life. The pain gives you so much intense feeling. When you are depressed or in pain, you can see you are very intense, or your whole mind is centered. Your mind never moves towards anything. But when you are blissful mood, have you experienced any bliss to that extent, in that depth in which you experience the pain? No. That is why I say, all we know is only pain. All we know is only pain. After this, these 3 bodies cannot be understood intellectually. They are supposed to be experienced spiritually by meditation. Only till these bodies you can understand. See, in the pranic layer is a body filled with all the desires. Mental body is the layer filled with all I should have, guilt. And etheric body is pain. Understand these 3: desire, guilt, pain. These 3, when they are pure, they are called sattva, rajas and tamas. But usually they are not pure. They are mixed with each other. They are mixed with each other. How to purify them? First thing you should know, if you can purify your desires, you will be liberated. Please understand, you cannot live without desires. You have to clear the desires. You have to purify them. Direct them towards the right path, that's all. You cannot live without desires. Without desires, you can't even breathe. Even inhaling or exhaling cannot happen without desires. You cannot live without desires. Desire has to be handled properly. It has to be straightened. That's what you need to work when it comes to sattva. The next, when it comes to guilt, rajas, please understand, all your restlessness is created by that one thought, I should have done that. I should have lived like that. Because I did not, now let me do that. I should have reacted to him like that. That time I did not have that much of intelligence. Now I will teach lesson to him. Now I know how to catch him. Now I know what to do. The restlessness, rajas. The third, pain. Whether it is right or wrong, you know how to make pain out of it. Whatever it is, you know how to make pain out of it. That is tamas. That is tamas. These are the main three layers. Actually, the physical body is handled by these three gunas. You sleep deeply without any dreams. That time you experience the causal body. It is called karana sarira. Causal body means karana sarira. Sarira which you experience at the time of deep sleep. And this too, this is filled with a blissful memory. In Vedanta we call it Anandamaya Kosha. Anandamaya Kosha is cosmic body, and the nirvanic body, this area is called Atman, or we call Ananda Gandha, where the Atman and your bodies meet, where the energy and matter meets. Visualize a lake which is frozen lake, and below there will be water. The layer in which the water and the ice meets is this layer. Water is energy, ice is matter. At one point both of them meet, and this is the layer where they meet. Anyhow, now you forget about all these things. All these things forget. Just remember these three. That's enough. Because we are going to work only on these three. In the next sessions, Krishna explains, talks about all other things. That time we will understand about all these things. About physical body he has already spoken. Finished. Now he is going to work on these three. About these three only he is talking. Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. I think I'll make a clear thing. Sattva. Sattva is the second body. Rajas is the third layer. Fourth layer is tamas. Your prana flow, your air flow will change. For example, if you are caught by lust, any intense desire, your inhaling and exhaling will become intense. The prana going in and coming out will become more. With any desire, the prana flow will totally change. And if you are in a very silent mood, peaceful mood, the prana flow will be different. It will be so mild, you will not even know the prana flow is happening. The prana movement is happening. Understand? This pranic sarira is filled with desires. What is the thing which we should learn about sattva, about this pranic layer? First thing, we create self-contradictory desires. Whether you believe it or not, you are God. You are pure consciousness. Whatever thoughts you create in your consciousness, that will gain power. Please understand, this is the space called God, Atman, which is there in all of us. Whatever thoughts you create in this space, the more deeper you create, the more power it will get by this consciousness. It's like in front of a projector light. If you keep a slide, that slide will become reality in the screen. You can see that slide as a real figure in the screen. Same way, this is the light, projector light. Any slide you create in this area and keep in the outer world, it will become reality. It will become reality. Because of this light, this projector light, any slide which is kept in front of the projector light will become reality in the screen, in the real life. Here, again and again, you create self-contradicting thoughts. Because of that self-contradicting thoughts only, you suffer with your desire. Whether it is fulfilled or not, suffering is inevitable. If it is fulfilled, the emptiness. If it is not fulfilled, the restlessness. Both the way, you are towards the tamas. Why? Why should we suffer? Because of desires. Please be very clear. First understand the self-contradicting desires. For example, if you want to get rid of headache, and if you create an engram, samskara, I should get rid of this headache, I should get rid of this headache, continuously, unconsciously you will be thinking that word. By thinking that I should get rid of the headache, you will never be able to get rid of headache. Because when you remember that word, you are giving power to the headache also. Please, it's a very subtle subject. It's a very subtle subject. Whatever words you repeat unconsciously in you, that will become reality in your body and in your mind and in the world. Because you have power to give life to any word. For example, one word, if it happens in your mind, let me get up and go. That one word, immediately your body moves, you stand, walk and go. One word can make you do whatever you want. Words which appears in your mind are very important. Very, very important. You need to understand this one basic fact. Words which appear in your mind are mantras. They only show you the way to your life. All the words which appears in your mind put together is your life. Your life is nothing but the words which is used by your mind, all put together. Especially the words which you repeat unconsciously. For example, morning, early morning, when you start brushing your teeth, if you observe, you can see, you will be brushing the teeth, but your mind will be talking something. Especially in the bathroom. When you are taking bath, you will be taking bath, your mind will be talking something. And sometimes you start singing also. If you take cold water bath, automatically song will come. Cold water bath and singing, these two are very closely connected. Automatically songs will come. And you will be just singing. You using some word, uttering some words, talking to yourself. One more thing, in the bathroom you can do whatever you want, nobody is watching. That is why you will be freely talking. Sometimes people even argue in the bathrooms. People even argue in the bathrooms. One person was standing outside. When the wife came out of the bathroom, he asked, with whom you are arguing? No, I was talking with myself. He asked, then why are you arguing? She said, I know what I am talking, don't bother. He asked, talking with yourself I can understand, but arguing with yourself I am not able to understand. Why you are arguing with yourself? She says, you know one thing, I don't accept any stupid logic. That's why I was arguing with myself. I don't accept any stupid logic. You play all the games. You will be continuously talking without even knowing what's going on. And sometimes try to observe. It will be really funny. If you observe, you will understand. You will be almost talking the same words every day when you brush the teeth. If you observe, you can find out. The moment you put the brush in your teeth, in your mouth, you will have the same trend of thoughts. The moment you start taking bath, you will have the same type of thoughts. If you observe, you will understand this. The thoughts which you repeat unconsciously are more powerful than any other words which you use consciously. First thing we need to understand, you are creating so many thoughts, so many samskaras, which is self-contradictory. Self-contradictory means, I should get rid of this headache. When you say that word, when you create that samskara, you remember headache also. You remember headache also. By again and again remembering the headache, you bring back that memory, you bring back that headache into your mind again and again. Then how can you get rid of headache? If you are repeating 100 times, I should get rid of this headache, I should get rid of this headache. Every time you remember the word headache, you bring that memory, that suffering, that whole file back to your mind. How can you get rid of headache? Instead of that, if you create a word, if you create a samskara, I should become healthy, I should become healthy. Again and again, you will be remembering the idea of health in your mind. Understand? Whatever mantra you use, automatically that dhyana will happen. Whatever mantra you use, automatically that dhyana will happen in your unconsciousness. If you use the word headache again and again, you will be meditating on headache again and again. If you use the word health again and again, you will be meditating on health again and again. That is why all the meditations, the dhyana of gods, you will have something called dhyana sloka. Before meditating, you will have the dhyana sloka. For example, Guru means Sahasradala Pangaje Sagala Siddharashmi Prabham Parabhayakaram Vimalagandha Pushpambaram Prasanna Vadanikshanam Sagala Devata Rupinam Smarechirasyam Sagam Tadabhimana Purvam Gurum. This mantra means, let me meditate, let me remember my master who is sitting on the 1,000-petal lotus with Vara and Abhaya, Varabhaya Karambujam, with one hand as Vara, another hand as Abhaya, who is Prasanna Vadanikshanam, shining face, Prasanna, shining presence. You are just verbalizing what you are visualizing. Verbalizing what you are visualizing is dhyana sloka. Dhyana sloka is nothing but verbalizing what you are visualizing. Now, if you again and again verbalize the word headache, 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 what you will visualize? You will visualize your spouse. Who gives you? You will visualize your headache. And I call it intimate enemy. You will visualize the person who gives headache or what you feel when you have headache. You will continuously visualize the headache scene, that mood. Please understand, whatever you visualize again and again will be inscribed, engraved in your memory, in your inner space, in your inner being. Now, if you again and again repeat, especially if you have some disease, please never create a word. Let me get rid of this heart problem. Let me get rid of this diabetes. Let me get rid of this headache. Never use these words. Let me get rid of this blood pressure. Never use these words. Use the word which is straight, not self-contradicting. If you have some pain, use the word, let me become healthy. Always think, let me become healthy. Let me become healthy. Let me become healthy. Never use the word, let me get rid of this back pain. Let me get rid of this headache. Let me get rid of this diabetes. Never use the self-contradicting engrams. Understand, the more you use the self-contradicting engrams, the more you will be engraving that disease into your inner space. The more you engrave, more they get the power. More they get the power. Please do not abuse your inner space, your Icha Shakti. The pranic layer is Icha Shakti. Icha Shakti. Do not waste the Icha Shakti by creating self-contradicting thoughts. Self-contradicting engrams are polluting the Sattva layer. Your whole Sattva space is corrupted by self-contradicting thoughts. Your whole peace and inner space is disturbed by the self-contradicting thoughts. After going to the house, take 15 minutes. Please take 15 minutes and do this like a homework. I wanted all of you to do here itself because of no time. At least when you go back to your house, do this like a homework. Sit for 10 minutes with yourself and write down all the thoughts which comes to your mind regularly. All the thoughts which comes to your mind regularly. And see where you are creating self-contradicting engrams and edit them. Clear them. Don't bring self-contradicting engrams into your mind. And now, one important thing, the latest research report, they say any psychiatric disease, once you analyze and clearly put the name, immediately you find millions of people are suffering the disease. As long as you don't give name for that, even if people have that, they don't suffer by the disease. The moment you inform them, for this disease, this is a symptom. If you are having this symptom, this is the name of the disease. Everybody starts thinking, I think I am suffering with that disease. I think I am suffering with that disease. Please understand, it's a dangerous game. It's a dangerous game. Pharmaceutical companies are making millions just by this one idea, creating doubt in you. I think I am also having that problem. I think I am also having that problem. Immediately you start creating an engram. I have that problem. I should get rid of it. I should get rid of this problem. I should get rid of this problem. By the time you repeat this word 10 times, you have the problem. You have the problem. That's one of the important, dangerous thing. Please understand, we are all continuously being exploited, or I can say you are just eaten, swallowed by the people who don't know the truth of mind and consciousness. Please understand, all these problems are just because they do not know something called pure, joyful inner space is possible. And let me be very clear and bold. No medicine or chemical can help your mind. Be very clear. All anti-anxiety medicines, all anti-depression medicines, these all are consolations for you, that's all. First thing, you visualized you have depression. Now you visualize you have taken medicine, that's all. Let me tell you one more important secret. This is a business secret. One important thing, many people come to me, Swamiji, I have some black magic, somebody did the black magic to me, some pillis they have done, some sunya they have done, some black magic, somebody has put evil spirit on me, some black magic has been done. There are so many fellows who just exploit this fear of the people. They just encash on this. The other day, our chief priest was telling me, Swamiji, you should talk about a particular person. He told the name also. I do not want to tell the name. He told me, some of his devotees, some people who is known to him, they went to this person and got exploited. That guy just gave some small Ganapati which is brought from a market and took $5,000. And he was telling me, Swamiji, all these things are happening, you should tell about this. I said, usually I don't mention name, but at least I will bring the problem to your notice. Please understand, all negativity has got only one power, your faith on it, that's all. All negativity, black magic, or evil spirit, or Satan, or devil, whatever you call it, all of them have got only one power, your faith on it, that's all. Just your faith on it only gives power to it. Because you believe, you connect all the incidents and start the trouble by yourself. You start the struggle. You start troubling yourself. Now, it's very dangerous game. It's very dangerous game. Many people come to me, Swamiji, I have pilli, I have sunya, I have this problem, I have that problem. When I tell them, no, nothing is there, don't worry, there is no problem. Then they think, this Swami is very young, he don't know much. He is very young, he don't know all these things. Let us go to some other rich or old person who will really give me some yantra, who will give me some mantra, and who will do some big puja and remove my negativity, remove my blockages. They think I don't know anything. So now what to do? So when they come, I also tell them, all right, don't worry. I give them some yantra and tell them, you don't have to give money, but just go and keep this under your pillow. You will be healed. You will be cured. And I tell you honestly, nothing is there in that yantra. Nothing is there in that yantra. I am very clear. Nothing is there in that yantra. You see, he created an idea that he is having trouble, negativity. Now by giving that yantra, I am creating an idea on him. He doesn't have negativity, that's all. Using one thorn to remove the other thorn, that's all. Using one thorn to remove the other thorn. Nothing else. There is nothing else. Please be very clear. That is why I always tell people, never think by having this yantra something will shower from your house. From your house, nothing can shower except rats. And except rats, nothing can shower. Nothing can fall except rats. Nothing will happen. These are just antidotes for your negative faith. You already created a faith that I have this trouble, I have this problem. Now I am consoling you. And just I am consoling you. To tell you honestly, it is you who created trouble, and now just you are helped to undo the whole thing. Otherwise, all negativity has got only one power, that is your faith on them. Now, you should understand an important thing. See, if that guy takes some money also, it's okay. Money is okay, you can earn it. But he creates an engram in you. He creates a samskara in you, which will kill you continuously. For anything and everything you will run to him. It's almost a slavery. It's almost a slavery. Better to be caught in the hands of ghost than in the hands of the mantravadi. At least ghost will trouble you once in a while. This guy will eat you completely. So be very clear. Never, at least with the ghost you will have only mental suffering. With this guy you will have mental suffering and economical, both suffering. Big problem is, not only he takes the money, he creates a deep engraved memory in you, the fear memory. You start thinking, again and again, even a small sound you hear in the night, you start thinking, I think that mantra is over, now I have to get a new yantra. And I heard these people who do this business, they give you the mantra which, they give you the yantra which needs to be recharged. Which needs to be recharged. After 2-3 months, you have to take it back and you will put it in the recharger and give you. I was just surprised. The rechargeable yantras. And in this country, anything can be sold. All you need is advertisement. All you need is advertisement. Just put anything. All you need is advertisement. And I read an advertisement in the newspaper. One guy standing with a pose, with a blessing pose. And he says that some Adharvana Pandit something. And he goes on giving a big advertisements. I am surprised. Adharvana Veda never speaks about all these things. Adharvana Veda is the pure science for to improve your life. It is a pure science to handle your mind blissfully. And no Adharvana Veda teaches you to exploit others. No Adharvana Veda teaches the people to exploit others. And I am just surprised. And let me tell you one important thing. The first sutra of Varahamihira, Jyotish Sutra, the first thing he starts, only a person whose inner space is pure, who is not expecting any benefit or return as in the form of money or in the form of a good name or in the form of goodwill, even a good certificate, only for him the intuition will happen. Very clearly they say, intuition will happen only when you are pure. And never go to these people who does this mantra, this maya and this yantra and this type of things. Never go. And understand, all evil have got only one power. What is that power? Your faith on it, that's all. Now, when you create these self-contradicting engrams, you start believing it. You start believing it. Especially in this field of psychoanalysis, when they launch some disease, it's like a fashion show. See, in fashion show, every week one dress comes. Something like that, every month one disease comes. Every month they invest some new disease and one thing comes out. Please understand, by repeating that idea, by meditating on that symptoms, you start creating that symptoms in you. It's a dangerous game. Don't be caught in that game. It's very dangerous game. First step, you disturb the sattva, pure space of your being, by creating self-contradicting thoughts. Sit in your house and write down all your major thoughts and desires. Analyze them. How a thought is self-contradicting. This is the first step. Next, how two different desires are self-contradicting. You want to have peaceful life also, and you want to have lot of wealth also. With wealth, always the responsibility comes to you. Either decide to take the responsibility and be happy with the responsibility, or decide to relax completely and accept whatever happens. One thought should be strengthened, but when you have both, you have self-contradicting mental setup. In the sattva space, in the sattva energy, when you create self-contradicting engraved memories, automatically you are thrown to rajas. Now let me describe what Krishna has to say about rajas. Rajo ragatmakam viddhi drishna sangas samudbhavam tannibattadi kaundeya karma sangena dehinam. The mode of passion is born of unlimited desires and longings. This is a beautiful sloka. O Kaundeya means son of Kundi. Because of this, the embodied living entity is bound to material fruitive actions. Here he says desires and longings. What is the difference between these two? Desires and longings. Rajo ragatmakam viddhi drishna sangas samudbhavam. Raga means desire. Trishna means hankering, longing. What is the difference between these two? Here, there are some memories which has got your emotional support, and there are some memories which are inserted in your being by advertisement. Be very clear, advertisement does not mean only by TV or movie. If your father again and again repeats, even that is advertisement. If your mother again and again says, this is right, this is right, this is for you, this is for you, that is advertisement. There are some desires which has got your mental support. You feel this is going to give me the fulfillment. This is my desire. And there are some desires which is sold to you by somebody else. So here, that is the difference between desire and longings. Desire is yours. Longings are supplied to you. Longings are given to you by society. It's a social conditioning. Desires are inborn. It is your very nature. Be very clear. With desire, if you fulfill them, you will feel fulfilled and relaxed. With longings, the moment you fulfill them, you will feel emptiness. This is the difference between desire and longing. Desire will always give you fulfillment, means your desire. Longing will always give you the emptiness. The other day, one person came and asked me, Swamiji, I wanted to marry. I have my own choice, but my parents are choosing a different girl. What should I do? What decision I should do? How you want me to act? I told him, finally, as the end, all marriages are failure. At least let you marry on your own. At least for if you marry on your own, at least for few years, you will have the satisfaction that you lived your life. You lived your life. In the end, if you marry according to your father's decision, you will blame your father. If you marry according to your decision, you will blame her. Before marriage you are different. Before marriage, your image was different. You showed me a different picture. Now you are showing your original form. If you marry by the advice of father, you will blame him. If you marry on your own, you will blame the other person. Anyhow, if you marry on your own, at least for a few years you will think that you are living your life. The desire gives you at least little bit of relaxation, fulfillment, but longing gives you only emptiness. Here, Krishna speaks about how the self-contradicting things leads you to rajas. When the desires are self-contradicting with each other, naturally you are confused and you fall into the rajas. You fall into restlessness. Let me explain with this diagram. If you have more engrams here, 10 engram will write, let me sit and listen. I wanted to listen. And 10 engrams will write, no, it is time. Let us go and watch movie. Today is weekend. There will be nice programs. Let us go and watch something else. On the file, these 10 engrams are writing one decision. The other 10 engrams are writing different decision. By the time file reaches the ego, you will have the confusion. What to decide? You will have inner restlessness. The more number of engrams, more time it takes for you to do any decision. You will be suffering in dilemma. Man as such is dilemma. Continuously, if you do this, you always think, I think I should have done that. If you do that, you always think, I think I should have done this. Dilemma. Dilemma is because of too many engrams. Dilemma is what Krishna calls rajas and restlessness. In the rajas, you will have tremendous anger, violence and inner restlessness. A person who is caught in the rajas will always be shouting at others, will always have the irritation mood, will always carry poison in his tongue. Poison in his tongue. He will be continuously waiting just to vomit. Just to vomit. The CEOs can never rest. Can never rest. The big problem is they are carrying so much of rajas. And I tell you, once you remove the engrams, you will be able to take 1,000 decisions without getting stressed. Because straight away the file will go to ego. Without much interruption. There will not be 300 table. You don't have to cross 300 table like an Indian government office. And just 2-3 table. One person will write yes, the other person will say whatever the yes, okay, the third will say something, and by the time the file reaches ego, there will not be many signatures or opinions. Straight away you can decide and send the file back. The process is easy. Decision making will be easy. Your time and energy will not be wasted. Tasya nidravi sannibatnadi Bharata. Son of Bharata is addressing the Arjuna. O son of Bharata, know that the mode of darkness, tamas, is born out of ignorance, is the delusion of all embodied living entities. The results of this mode are madness, indolence and sleep, which bind the conditioned soul. Beautiful explanation for tamas. Let me give you a diagram of tamas. Just understand this one drawing. You will be able to understand the sattva, rajas, tamas. Let us assume the time taken for this process is TC, time taken for conscious process. And time taken for this process is TU, time for unconscious process, TUC. This is TC and this is TUC. Now, if this time is less and this time is more, means more engrams. The more the engrams, this process will take more time. More the samskaras, more time it will take. If this is more, means the TUC is more than TC. Means you are in instinct level, animal level. You are in instinct level, animal level, because you will not be able to control your decisions. More the engrams, what decision will come out you don't know. It's like a Pandora box. All these engrams are, samskaras are Pandora box. When you open, what will come out you don't know. What all are inside, you don't know. You are in the level of animal, instinct. Just instinct level, animal. If the TC is equal to TUC, I am trying to bring the whole Gita in equation. If the TC is equivalent to TUC, then how the diagram will be? The diagram will be the TC, if the TC and the TUC will be equal. Means the same time which is taking for the file to move from here to here will take from here to here. Means only 3-4 engrams. Not much. Only few engrams. There will not be 300 tables like Indian government office. This is just 3-4 tables, like 1 or 2 private offices, like a corporate companies. Then it is called man level, instinct. You are in level of intellect. Man, level of man. Third, there's one important thing. Not only no engrams and straight away decisions are, see, there will be no engram. When there is no engram, we don't need this line. We can just erase this line. When there is no engram, straight away here itself we can put buddhi, and here itself we can put ego. Because the file never takes the quantum leap. There is no engram. Straight away the information comes, process happens, results are given. Then it is called, actually, the TUC will be less than TC. The time taken for this process will be more than the time taken for this process. Time taken for this unconscious process will be less than time for this process. In this level, you will be intuitive. You will be intuitive. Level of God. This is man, this is animal, level of instinct. This is man, level of intellect. This is God, level of intuition. Now, this is the level of sattva. This is the level of rajas. This is the level of tamas. In sattva, your mind works in this level. You don't bother about anything. Continuously you are making decisions, but you are not tired. 24 hours you are active, but you are peaceful. Action in inaction. Inaction in action. What Krishna says, you will be at center. So much of work will be going around you, but you will be utterly relaxed. So, this is the level of sattva. This is the level of rajas. This is the level of tamas. The whole thing is dependent on only one thing, your engraved memories. The number of engraved memories only decide whether you are caught in sattva, or you are caught in rajas, or you are caught in tamas. And all these three are not enlightenment. Enlightenment is beyond these three. Now, if you are caught in tamas, try to go to rajas. If you are caught in rajas, try to go to sattva. If you are caught in sattva, automatically you will go to enlightenment. Automatically it will lead you to enlightenment. How to do that? How to do that? Krishna starts with the next sloka. Tamasta jnanacham viddhi mohanam sarvadehinam pramadalasya nitravi sannibatnadi bharata. Speaks about the tamas. Know that mode of darkness, born of ignorance, is the delusion of all embodied living entities. The results of this mode are madness, indolence and sleep, which bind the conditioned soul. For example, in the sattva level, you create a self-contradicting desire. Because of that, you feel restless in rajas level. When you feel too much of restlessness, you decide, let me drop all this nonsense, let me sleep, let me not take the responsibility. And you fall into tamas. Understand? Tamas means not only sleep or depression, not taking enough responsibility is also tamas. For example, if you study to become a doctor and you are not practicing, you don't want to practice out of laziness, means you are in tamas. For some other reason, you just don't want to practice. For some other reason, okay. But if you are avoiding out of laziness, you are in tamas. Same way, you did some study and after that, you do not want to fulfill what you took out of laziness, means you are in tamas. Don't drop from anything out of laziness. If you have a spiritual reason and drop, that is different. There are some people who drop just to meditate or to go for tirtha yatra or to do some spiritual work. That is different. But if you drop for no reason, just out of laziness, you are caught in tamas. Means you don't have enough energy. You are not able to take responsible decision. Why you are not able to take the responsible decision? Too many engrams. Single decision will eat your whole energy. Single decision will take your whole time. You are in trouble. By the time you do one decision, you are tired. You wanted to sleep. That's the reason you try to escape from the life. Escapists are called tamasic people. They are the only tamasic people. Here, Krishna explains about all the three. Rajas tamas cha vibhuya sattvam bhavati bharata. Rajas sattvam tamas chaiva tamas sattvam rajas tata. Sometimes the mode of goodness becomes prominent, defeating the modes of passion and ignorance. O Bharata, sometimes the mode of passion defeats the goodness and ignorance. At other times, ignorance defeats goodness and passion. In this way, there is always competition for supremacy. Please understand, all of you are not completely caught in sattva or tamas in rajas. You swing between rajas, tamas and sattva. You go from this corner to that corner to this corner. Sometime, some days, early morning when you get up, you feel so fresh. You feel as if all your questions are answered. All your questions are answered. You are fresh and alive. And you think Now I think I became enlightened. Almost I became enlightened. And everything goes beautiful till evening. Till evening. Suddenly in the evening, again the whole thing starts. You become restless. Next day, again you are in tamas, you don't want to do anything. The mood swings continuously happening. Understand, obesity and mood swings are closely related. Obesity and mood swings are very closely related. When you allow these mood swings, you continuously torture yourself. Torture yourself. Sometimes you are restless, sometimes you are peaceful, sometimes you are in tamas, you don't want to do anything, you want to escape from everything, you just wanted to dump everything and run away. You just wanted to throw everything and run away. You are caught between these three modes of nature. Sometime in the instinct, sometime in the intellect, sometime in the intelligence. Why? Why we have the mood swing? For example, if you collected too many samskaras about a particular thing from the young age, again and again if people teach you, you should not drink, drinking is a sin, all these ideas, you have collected so many engrams about drinking, and automatically you will feel tempted to taste at least once. At least once. If you are told once or twice, and you yourself should be made to understand, you see this is bad for health. Never give law, give understanding. Give the understanding behind the law, spirit behind the law. Please understand, if you want to really bring your kids, if you want to really bring them up beautifully, blissfully, give them only understanding. Of course, to give understanding, it needs two things. First thing, you need to be intelligent. Next thing, little patience to sit and explain. Even though it takes little time and energy, always go for understanding. Never give law. Never give just letter. If you just give the letter, law, be very clear, you will exactly do opposite. You will exactly do opposite. And even exact opposite you cannot predict. Even that much you cannot predict. Even though it takes little time and energy, always take little time and bring them up with understanding. People come and complain, no, Swamiji, in the modern time, where is the time? She is also going for job, I am also going for job. Where to tell all these things? Then why did you give birth? Then why did you give birth? Then you should have become Swami like me. Before itself, you should have decided clearly. Be very clear, it really happened. One small kid, he was brought to me by a mother. And mother was telling me, Swamiji, please advise him, he is not obeying my words. Please tell him to obey my words. I was little disturbed and I was not interested in giving that advice. Because I myself never obeyed my mother. And I myself never obeyed. How can I give that advice to her? Advice to that kid? And somehow you know how women are. And when they decide. And she says, no, you have to advise Swamiji. I tried 2-3 ways to escape. She said, no, you have to advise. Finally, no other way. I called the kid slowly and started telling him, please, why don't you listen what your mother says? See, I myself listening. I am listening what she says. Why don't you also listen whatever she says? And you will be surprised. That small boy, he is asking me, Swamiji, she herself is not happy. If I listen to whatever she says, I will also become like her. Why are you asking me to listen? I was just taken aback. What he is asking is truth. Somehow I convinced him and sent him away, but I am not convinced. I convinced him, but I am not convinced. And what he is asking is truth. When she herself is not happy, how can you follow her words? Now, be very clear. Soon in the near future, kids are going to sue you if you don't bring them up properly. They are going to sue you. Already they started. Some kids who are depressed and who are in the prison, they say we have become like this because they have not our parents have not brought us up properly. They did not do the right job. They did not bring them up. They brought them down. We are not brought up. We are brought down. Be very clear. Before deciding about kids, become enlightened. That's only qualification. Unless you are very clear about guiding, don't plan for kids. Enough. We have enough of people. We have brought so many billions of people on the planet Earth. We are not able to give food for them. We are not able to give medicine for them. We are not able to give shelter for them. Why are you then bringing again and again more and more? Where is the place? And if at all you decide to bring, have enough intelligence to give understanding. Whatever you give in the form of understanding will go and get recorded in sattva layer. It will become intelligence. Whatever you give as a law will go and sit in rajas and tamas layer. Please be very clear. Even if it is good thing, don't give as law. Don't give as law. Even if it is good thing, if you give as law, you will naturally create an aversion. You will naturally create an aversion in them. Always these parents, when they bring their kids, they will force them to touch my feet. I will tell them, never do that. Just because of your greed. These people, they think by touching my feet, they will get some punya. And they try to give that same idea to that kid out of their greed. And by forcing, this kid will start hating me. And when you force, and I have seen some parents, they will take the head and literally push the head at my feet, as if they will get some current. And I tell them, why are you doing this nonsense? Why are you forcing them? And this is more than enough. This namaskar is more than enough. And that also, what is there for kids? They do not know anything else. And why are you forcing them? By forcing them, they naturally make them hate me. And next time when they see this cloth, they will start weeping. They will start thinking, oh, now I have to do that big exercise. And they will start weeping. They will start crying. And never give them law. Please be very clear. You are suffering by the laws given to you by your parents. All the laws given to you by your parents are in this rajas and tamas. They are again and again, they are leading you to restlessness and deep depression. They are creating more and more trouble for you. The second layer of rajas is filled by the guilt. Please understand, this layer of rajas is filled by guilt. This layer is, I should live like that, about future, desire. This layer is, I should have lived like that, past, guilt. Both are two different forms of same energy. This is related to future, this is related to past. Desire is related to future, guilt is related to past. I should have done that plays a major role in your I should do this. The I should do this is decided by I should have done that. So the guilt which is created by the laws which is handed over to you by your elders is only creating hell in your life. And naturally that leads you to tamas. He says antaha. Anta means the end. And simply you fall in the ignorance, end. Krishna beautifully says, Sarvatvareshu dehesmin prakasa upajayate jnanam yada tada vidyat vivriddham sattvamityudaha. The manifestations of mode of goodness can be experienced when all the gates of the body are illuminated by knowledge. This is the technique. All the gates of the body means through what all gates you receive knowledge, you receive information. What all the gates through which you receive information? Eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and touch, the sense of touch, the physical pleasure. These are the five through which you receive information from outside. He says, if you can keep all these five carefully guarded by knowledge, prakasa, guarded by illuminated knowledge, if you put security in all these gates, knowledge is security. Knowledge means what should be taken and what should not be taken. Then you will reside in the sattva forever. You will reside in bliss forever. He says, appoint watchman for all the gates of the body. Now our body is no security system. As on now, in our body, there is no security system. You have so much of security system in your house. If somebody opens, automatically the call will go to 911. You have so much of security system for your house. Everywhere there is a small board. This neighborhood is watched by this detective system, this security system. In this country, so much of security system you have. So much of security system you have for your house, in which you are living hardly 10 to 12 hours per day. Especially in this country, maximum you spend only 12 hours per day in the house. Other 12 hours you spend outside the house. Only 12 hours you are spending average per day in your house. But you have so many security system for that, to protect that. In this house, you are residing 24 hours. But you don't have security system. Ramana Maharshi sings beautifully. Aimbula kalvar agathinil pugumbodu agathini illayo Arunachala. He sings towards Arunachala when the thieves of five senses entered into the house. Oh Arunachala, you are not there in the house. How did they enter? Aimbula kalvar agathinil pugumbodu agathini illayo Arunachala. He asked the Shiva, when these five sense thieves entered into the house, were you not there? What happened? Why did you let them enter? Here Krishna says, let you have the security, protection of knowledge in the five gates. You will reside in the bliss continuously. It means don't allow the thoughts which will create suffering in your mind through eyes, means avoid TV. At least the things which creates depression. See the programs, whatever creates joy in you, or which makes you laugh, which makes you blissful, but never see anything which makes you cunning, which gives you suffering, which makes you feel violent. One important thing, people immediately ask me, if we don't know what is happening in the society, what will happen? Please be very clear. Naturally, any important emergency news will reach you through somebody. You are not living in an island. First thing. Next thing, by knowing all the criminal activities, seeing the newspaper, what are you going to do? Understand? When you protect your senses with the sattva, naturally you don't allow negative engrams inside. I was talking about this newspaper. Same thing, same murder, some robbery or some raping or some accident. These are the 4 or 5 things you will see in the newspaper. What only difference? Today it will be LA, tomorrow it will be Chicago, day after tomorrow it will be some other state, day after tomorrow it will be some other country. Only the country or the space in this place will be different. Today it will be LA, tomorrow it will be San Diego, then San Jose, some other state, some California or some Chicago, some place. Instead of every day reading the same thing, you yourself can say, today California, tomorrow Chicago, day after tomorrow San Jose, then Los Angeles. You yourself remember my mind. Why do you want to see and verify? See, if you see, this is the same thing. Same news. Only the city name will be different. And numbers will be little this side, that side. Today it will be 10, tomorrow it may be 5. Day after tomorrow it may be 6. What difference is it going to make in your life? Be very clear. The people who are going to handle that, if they know, that's enough. But by you knowing continuously these type of information, you create engrams again and again, which gives you fear stroke and suffering. If you are continuously reading about kidnap, if one day, 2-3 minutes, if your husband or kid are late, what will happen to your being? And you will be going front and back and front and back. You are so restless. You are so restless. Be very clear. Even if something wrong happens, you will suffer only that day when it happens. But when you have this anxiety, engrams which creates anxiety, every day you will be suffering. And by having this engram, can you stop the happening? If you can stop the happening, then have it, no problem. Then it is intelligence. Whatever can stop the happening is intelligence, nothing wrong. But most of the time, you collect the engrams by which neither you can stop, nor you can do anything. Just you suffer. Put yourself again and again and again in rajas and tamas. That is what Krishna says, Sarva dvareshu degesmin prakasa ubajayate jnanam yada tada vidyat vivrittam sattvam. Please do not infuse your consciousness with the thoughts which gives you suffering. Continuously try to add thoughts which gives bliss, which gives peace. We may think, what Swamiji talks, I don't think it is practical. How can we live in the society without knowing what is going on in the world? Be very clear. Knowing what is going on in the world is a disease. Collecting information is a disease. Especially, I am seeing so many TV shows. Just I wanted to see what is going on in the country. The other day, one of our ashramite was telling me, Swami, you should see what is going on exactly in this. It will give you the idea of culture. All trash. The ideas, nonsensical ideas. And the more and more you hear all those ideas, more and more you will start doing it. You will start thinking, that's a lifestyle. Inside your mind you start creating an engram that this is the standard of life. Please do not allow the things which creates these standards in your mind. In your mind. More than 5 minutes I was not able to watch. I just said enough, otherwise I will lose my enlightenment. Traditionally, it is believed that enlightenment can never be taken away. But now I think TV can take it away. TV can take it away. I said it is very dangerous and, and enough. And this, if continuously you listen all these things, you see, what you eat only you belch. What goes inside, based on that data you set standard. You set standard. Please be very clear. Life is much more valuable. Life is much more valuable. Life is too short to be spent in worrying. Life is too short to be spent in worrying. So do not allow the thoughts which creates low mood, depression in you, especially the Sandhya time. See, in those days, our masters, they know Sandhya means evening. When the day and night meets, that is the time Sandhya. Morning also is called Sandhya. Whenever the day and night meets, it is called Sandhya. One Sandhya will happen in the evening, one Sandhya will happen in the morning. In our masters, they know whatever thoughts you put in the time of Sandhya, it will come out as a tree. Whatever thoughts you put inside your being at the time of Sandhya is like a seeds. It's like a seed. By next day it will become a tree. That is why in those days our masters insist, once Sandhya comes, you should spend your time either in temple or doing puja, reading some stotra or meditating, so that these ideas will go inside and they will become tree in your life. Now, the moment it becomes Sandhya, what we will do? Put the TV and cry in front of it. And you are putting all the trash inside, almost like a dustbin. And next day automatically you will have that smell. You will have that smell. Whatever you put inside, that only will come when you speak, when you walk, when you talk, and when you live. Please be very clear. At least Sandhya time, never put any negative engram in you. Never put any negative samskaras in you. Try to protect your all the senses 24 hours. If you can't, at least Sandhya time. Sandhya means when the day and night meets, that 1.5 hours. That 1.5 hours. In India, usually the 6 to 7:30 we say as Sandhya. Here I don't know. Every country it changes. The Sandhya changes. In India, usually we say 6 to 7:30. When the day and night meets, that 1.5 hour is called Sandhya. At least Sandhya time, don't allow the negative engrams to enter into your being. Whatever enters at the Sandhya time into your being will radiate, will continue to exist in your life. In the end of the whole thing, only one advice Krishna gives, only one technique Krishna gives, because this is the only way you can turn, you can start transforming your mind. The cognitive shift will happen. As and now, the cognition is happening, the process of data is happening in your mind based on the negative engrams. If you change the input, if you move your mental setup to the different energy, the cognitive shift will happen. You will start processing the data with positive engrams, with a positive base. Krishna gives only one suggestion, one technique. Sarvadvareshu dehesmin prakasa ubajayate jnanam yada tada vidyat vivrittam sattvamityudaha. Try to protect all your 5 senses from negative ideas, and always infuse positive ideas through all the five senses. Whatever you feed will go and become your being, and you will radiate that energy. Always try to spend Sandhya in a good way. Try to do meditation in your house. If you don't feel like meditating, come to some temple, spend some time in the temple. Do something. Do some stotra. Do some good work. But don't waste your time by putting the negative engrams in you. The more negative engrams you put, more you are working towards your future depression. Understand? More money you put in the bank, more you are going to have bank balance. The more negative engrams you put in your mind, more you are going to have depression. More negative engrams, more depression. That is why our ancient masters, they know where man will collect positive engram, where man will collect negative engram. They tried their best to create so many spaces where man can collect positive engrams, where man can protect himself, where man can save himself. Please understand the Krishna's this one suggestion, and let you save your deha, in which you are living 24 hours with pure sattvic security, pure sattvic watchman. By saving that, let you experience bliss. Let us pray to the Parabrahma Krishna, universal consciousness, ultimate energy, to give us all this understanding in our life, to make us all experience the truth which he is teaching, and to let him establish us and make us radiate eternal bliss, Nitya Ananda. Thank you. Vasudeva Sudam Devam Gamsachanoramardanam Devagi Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum.